Is how long will it take the terrorists to reconstitute themselves and present a clear and present danger to not only the region, but also the continent of Europe and the United States. But for right now, we deserve, and the American people deserve, answers and accountability. And it's not just these 13 Marines that lost their lives in Afghanistan. Other American service members have lost their life and literally their limbs to try to deny safe haven to terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. And I worry that they may worry that their sacrifices may have been in vain if, in fact, these terrorists occupy this vacuum which has now been created with a very hospitable Taliban, which was responsible for hosting Al-Qaeda in the first place. I worry these troops feel like their sacrifices has been in vain. But I want to assure them that they did what they were asked to do by their commander-in-chief with honor and respect and great personal sacrifice. And no matter what happens going forward, nothing will ever change the respect and the honor that we have for them in their service. We also, Mr. President, have a fast approaching government funding deadline. To be specific, we have about 16 days before we will be knee-deep in a government shutdown unless Congress appropriates money to keep the lights on. Following a year and a half of economic instability, there is no justification to unleash even more uncertainty on our economy. On a liberal wish list. The chairman of the Budget Committee initially floated a staggering figure of $6 trillion. Now, I never dreamed that in my lifetime, certainly in my service here in the United States Senate, I would ever vote for a $1 trillion bill. But I did during the emergency called COVID-19 because I thought it was necessary. But this kind of reckless spending is not necessary. This is an ideological juggernaut to try to achieve things to transform this country into some Western European social democracy, social welfare state. Well, after months of negotiating amongst themselves, our Democratic colleagues have now settled not on a $6 trillion figure, but on $3.5 trillion. Still a shocking number. Nonpartisan budget experts, as I indicated, say the actual cost would end up closer to $5.5 trillion